Hello dear students, my name is Rachel, chemistry tutor. Now we are going to discuss some basic concepts of chemistry in chapter 1, grade 11. In this session 1.1, we are going to see some importance of chemistry and nature of matter. Importance of chemistry. Chemistry plays an important role in providing all the basic needs of human life. It also helps us to improve the quality of our life, right? You could see chemistry everywhere around us. Even our body is made up of chemicals, right? Chemistry plays an important role in meeting the human needs for food, medicines, and so on. In the field of agriculture, compounds such as fertilizers, insecticides, pesticides are produced from chemicals. Chemical industries manufacture nylon, polymer, and high quality of fabrics also. Chemicals gives us life-saving medicines. In the field of construction, it provides us cement, better quality of steel and all, right? Using the principles of chemistry, it is possible to manufacture superconducting ceramics, conducting polymers, and then safer alternatives of CFC. So, it is often intertwined with other subjects like physics, biology, geology, etc. That's why we say chemistry plays an important role in our daily life. So what is chemistry actually? Chemistry is the branch of science that deals with composition, properties, and interaction of matter. Learning outcomes. Students, at the end of this session, you would be able to understand and appreciate the role of chemistry in different spheres of life, explain the characteristics of 3 states of matter, classify different substances into elements, compounds, and mixtures. Nature of matter. The word matter is very familiar, right? Because right from the primary classes, we are studying about matter. If I ask you to define matter, immediately you would define that anything that has mass and occupies space is called matter. Here, matter is classified into 2. They are physical classification and chemical classification. So under the heading physical classification, it is further classified into solid, liquid, and gas. Here, I have taken water as an example. So we all know that ice cubes will be in the solid form, water in the liquid form, and water vapor in the gaseous form. Then coming to chemical classification. Chemical classification is further classified into pure substance and mixtures. Coming to pure substance, it is again classified into elements and compounds. Here I have given hydrogen as an example for element and water as an example for compound. We will study in detail. Then next one is mixture. So mixture is again classified into 2, heterogeneous mixtures and homogeneous mixtures. Heterogeneous mixtures, I have given example sand in water. For homogeneous mixture, I have given example for salt solution. Physical states of matter. Matter can exist in 3 physical states. They are solid, liquid, and gas. Here in this picture, we could see the arrangement of particles in solid, liquid, and gas. In solid, the particles held close to each other in an orderly fashion. So, solids have a definite shape and volume because the particles of the solid cannot move freely. Coming to liquids, the particles are loosely packed when compared to solids. So, it has a definite volume but does not have a definite shape. It takes the shape of the container. Coming to gas, the particles are very loosely packed. So, it does not have a definite volume or definite shape. It occupies the entire space of the container. These 3 states, solid, liquid, and gas, are interconvertible. When we heat a solid, it becomes liquid. When we further heat liquid, it becomes gas. When we cool a gas, it becomes liquid. When we further cool a liquid, it freezes into solid. So these three states are interconvertible. Chemical classification of matter. Chemical classification of matter is further classified into pure substance and mixtures. Pure substance have constant composition. It is further classified into elements and compounds. Mixtures. Mixtures have variable compositions. Mixtures are further classified into heterogeneous mixtures and homogeneous mixtures. First, let us see about pure substance. Elements. Element consists of only one type of particles. The particles may be an atom or a molecule. We all know that atoms combine to form molecules, right? Here, oxygen atom combines with another oxygen atom to form an oxygen molecule. In this molecule, you could see both the atoms are oxygen, right? Here, hydrogen atom combines with another hydrogen atom to form hydrogen molecule. Here in this case, both the atoms are hydrogen. So the particles in an element may be either atoms or molecules. For example, if you take silver, gold like that, they contain atoms of one type. Atoms of different elements are different in nature. Some elements such as sodium, copper contain single atom held together. Okay. So if you take an atom of sodium, it will be completely, entirely different from the nature of hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen and copper. If you take nitrogen, the character of nitrogen will be entirely different from the nature of hydrogen, oxygen, copper and sodium. So atoms of different element are different in nature. Compounds. Two or more atoms of different element combine to form a compound. Example, we have taken water molecule. So the atoms of different element present in a compound are in a fixed and a definite ratio. Here in water molecule, it consists of two hydrogen atom and one oxygen atom. So the ratio is 2:1. The atoms of different element, what are all the different element present in water molecule here? One is hydrogen and another is oxygen. So the atoms of different element present in a compound, in a water compound, or in a fixed and definite ratio. That is, the ratio of hydrogen and oxygen in water is 2:1. The properties of a compound are different from those of its constituent elements. What are all the constituent elements here? Hydrogen and oxygen in water compound. The property of a compound, the property of this water compound are different from those of its constituent element. If we take oxygen alone, it supports burning. That is, it supports combustion reaction. When we consider hydrogen alone, it burns with a pop-up sound. But when we take water molecule, we all know that water is a fire extinguisher. It does not support combustion reaction. So the property of a compound are different from those of its constituent elements. Here we have taken another compound, carbon dioxide. So compounds cannot be separated by physical method. In the lower classes, you could have studied about filtration, sieving, decantation. These are all the physical methods to separate. So we could not use those physical methods to separate the elements in a compound. They can be separate only by chemical methods. That is, only by chemical reaction. Because we know that chemical reaction is nothing but bond formation or bond breaking. So under the heading chemical classification of matter, so far we have discussed about pure substance, and pure substance are further classified into elements and compounds. Now we are going to discuss about mixtures. Mixtures are classified into heterogeneous and homogeneous mixtures. Here in this flow chart, I have given mixtures over here, and it is further classified into homogeneous mixtures and heterogeneous mixtures. Under the heading homogeneous mixtures, I have given salt water, mouthwash, and all types of alloys as an example for homogeneous mixtures. Coming to heterogeneous mixtures, I have given pizza, Italian salad dressing, and even solid waste dumps as an example for heterogeneous mixtures. Now let us discuss about homogeneous mixtures first. Homogeneous mixtures. Homo means same. So the components completely mix with each other and its composition is uniform throughout. Here I have taken a glass of mango juice, a cup of tea and an alloy as an example for homogeneous mixture. To prepare a glass of mango juice, what are all the ingredients we would add? Mango essence, water and sugar, right? Here you couldn't see a sugar layer separate, a water as a separate layer and the mango juice as a separate layer. All the ingredients are completely mixed with each other. It is same in the case of tea also. So to prepare a cup of tea, we would add tea leaves, the tea essence, water, honey, and we will boil, right? So all the ingredients that we have used to prepare a cup of tea completely mixed with each other, and not only that, its composition is uniform throughout. It is same in the case of alloy also. So the components here completely mixed with each other and its composition is uniform throughout. So we call it as a homogeneous mixtures. Heterogeneous mixtures. Hetero means different. Look at this beaker. It has different layers. In the bottom layer, we could see sand. In the middle portion, we could see the water layer. And in the upper portion, we could see the oil layer. The components do not mix with each other and its composition is not uniform throughout. Here we have taken nuts and dry fruits in a bowl, and here we have taken a vegetable salad, right? Though we have mixed these components, the components do not completely mix with each other and its composition is not uniform. Here you could see there is no tomato over here, right? So the composition is not uniform throughout. So we call it as a heterogeneous mixture. Properties of matter. Every substance has unique properties. The properties of matter is further classified into physical property and chemical property. Physical property can be measured without changing the identity or composition of the substance. What is the composition of water? We know that 2 parts of hydrogen combines with 1 part of oxygen, that is 2:1 ratio. Just to find out the color or order of water, no need for us to change its identity or composition. We know that the melting point and boiling point will be same whether it is a tap water or rainwater. Density is nothing but thickness, okay? When you can feel that thickness when you touch oil. So these properties are the physical properties. Just to measure the physical properties, no need for us to change the composition of the substance. Coming to chemical properties. Chemical properties are the characteristic reaction of different substances. For example, acidity, basicity, combustibility, burning property, right? So these are all the chemical properties of matter. Each and every substance has its unique property. The density of water will be different from the density of oil. So each and every substance has different properties, different unique properties. Now students, let's recall what we have discussed in this session. We have discussed about the importance of chemistry, matter and its classification. Two classification, we have discussed physical and chemical classification, and the characteristics of matter we have discussed. We have discussed about elements and compounds. Elements contains particles of one type and 2 or more elements combined in a fixed ratio to form a compound, that we have discussed. And we have discussed about mixtures and 2 types of mixtures, homogeneous mixtures and heterogeneous mixtures we have discussed, and we have discussed about the properties of matter. Students, I hope in this session we have discussed some very basic concepts in chemistry. Soon we will meet in the next session. Have a nice day. Thank you.